Good morning, folks. We are back in business. It's probably just going to be, short little videos each day, but it's better than nothing. I still get to use my camera. Oh, lovely though. Can't believe how much better the weather is down here. I'll show you this setup in a minute. Won't be able to show you too much of where we are, just in case, because obviously everyone seems to have lost their head. And also, we don't want to get the guy in trouble who allowed us to stay here. So, seeing more and more posts about vanners and, by the locals and shit. No, the locals. It's not really the locals, is it? It's a very small amount of them. So, please, what I said in my last video, all of you genuine people out there, please share your voice. Show these people that they are dog shit, because if you don't, nobody will, and that'll be the end of this in this country. I'm expecting comments on the last video, people telling me I'm not thinking about the situation at the minute. Of course I am. That's why we're doing all of this. Us van people, we're just as scared as everyone else, and we're trying to, do our best to get ourselves out of harm's way. Cab's like my greenhouse now. Oh, so my lettuce. We have progress. So it's not much, but it's a start. It's new growth, and it's just water in there. That's a very good sign. So I'm going to get on this now. We've got a few veggies between us, so I'm going to cut the ends off a few of them and see what can grow. The good thing about this location, it's completely private land. We're on a massive piece of private land, so can walk around and get fresh air and do what we've got to do. Obviously keeping a distance from ourselves still. Now we have to reset the bloody quarantine clock. Thank you for that. Better safe than sorry, ain't it? Loads of jobs we can get on with. All sorts of stuff to keep us busy over the coming weeks. So this is the setup. And yeah, there we go. That's our garden now. Is it as stunning as Scotland? No. Are we safe here? Yes. And that's what matters now. So hopefully we'll be able to hang here and ride this thing out. But yeah, this ain't bad. This ain't bad at all. Here he is. Here he is. You like the new spot? Hey? You like the new spot? You like the new spot? Right folks, so tonight's video has just gone up, well, uploaded. I've got this set up now as well. Bit of an experiment, got some carrots in there, so hopefully these will start to shoot and you can eat the greens on them as well. I did plan on doing a bit more today, sort of ran out of day a little bit. So yeah, it took us a few days to readjust and simmer down. Had to chill out a bit. Luckily the weather has been amazing for England, so we've just been sat outside relaxing, really, winding down. I was planning to do a couple of little bits today, but yeah, I didn't really get round to it, so we'll have a go tomorrow. What I'm going to do is try and make something to go on top of the log burner, so that I can boil the kettle on there in the morning and cook on there as well, just to try and save the gas really. So as I sort of explained before, the plan still applies. We still need to get food sorted out and that kind of thing. Obviously, we have a lot of supplies on board, but if we can find a way to bring new food in, then those supplies will last a lot longer, because realistically nobody knows how long this is going to last. Pretty much guaranteed that the 3-week lockdown isn't going to be 3 weeks. They've obviously just said that to, ease the blow for the general public, if you like, because telling them 6 weeks or 9 weeks or 3 months, whatever, in one go would be a bit of a tough pill to swallow for people. So saying we'll do 3 weeks and review it is a bit more acceptable. We need to start thinking long term immediately, just to be prepared, really. You know, preparing doesn't stop. You should always be thinking about the next move. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously I started the veg stuff going. I know it's only a bit, but took some of those tubs, you know, the rubbish that we found at the Scotland spot. I grabbed that. I brought some buckets back that were there, so going to get some soil in them, make them into little planters. Because the problem is, at the minute outside it's still too cold, I think, to grow on the ground. It's alright during the day, but it's still freezing at night. It'll just kill them. So the good thing with the buckets is we can bring them in, and then during the day have them in the cab. It's like a greenhouse kind of thing. So we'll get started on that, see what we can do there. There's a hell of a lot of rabbits that come into this field. So, you know, instead of the fish, we've now got rabbits. So that's good. So I think we should be okay. I know there's probably a lot of vegetarians and stuff on here. I appreciate that. Marie's a vegetarian. I don't think hunting animals for sport is right at all. But if you're hunting to eat, then, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I think we're going to be all good. Me and the guy who we're staying with, you know, we don't really know each other very well. It's only the second time that I've met him when we turned up here. So I don't like just shoving the camera in people's face, you know what I mean? Especially people that aren't used to being on camera. You know, while we're all getting to know each other, getting settled in, the filming's a bit all over the place. But I think there's going to be some very fun videos coming out of this place. Let me assure you that. Although we're not in the wilderness in Scotland anymore, which would be one thing, which would have been an amazing experience, you know, setting ourselves up for that off-grid survival time would have been good. Obviously it's slightly different here because we do have, you know, some more resources on tap, like for example for the log burner thing. Managed to get a few bits of metal. It's going to be a fun isolation time. Bear in mind as well, just want to point out, because obviously, you know, we're all together, we are still quarantining, but we are also on private land. Like, this is a completely locked, gated, private area, and us three basically live together. That is how we're viewing this. So after the quarantine is over, like our self-quarantine, we will be hanging out and, you know, sitting around together and all of that, because we're a unit, we're staying together, we're not going off anywhere. So yeah, we don't want to be doing this social distancing thing if we don't need to be, which we won't, because after the 2 weeks, as long as you know, no one's got ill, that should be okay, and then we should be fine to be closer to one another. I mean, bear in mind, you know, I hadn't seen Marie for ages before she came up to Scotland, and even now I've still not even given her a hug, which sucks, but is necessary. You know, we're respecting that. We're doing what we need to do. Yeah, after we've done this little quarantine stint, should be a lot better. We'll be able to relax a bit more and just try and live out our normal-ish lives on this amazing piece of land. See what kind of adventures and stuff we can get up to. I'll give you a clue of what might be coming up in future videos. There's plenty of toys to play with, put it that way. Right folks, I'm going to end it there. We'll try and do a few van bits tomorrow, make it a bit more interesting, see what we can get up to. Thank you for the insane amount of feedback on the last video. I've just been attempting to get through comments, but there's a lot. So thank you for that, much appreciated. It's good to know that we've got people by our side. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow folks, catch you in a bit.